Welcome, sports fans. DocSports.com. I'm your host, Mike Davis. Stick around. I have a nice video for you today, or at least I believe it'll be informative, and I think you'll like it. It's about bet sizing. It's about when to fire at the bookie or the books, whatever, and when to lay back. I'm going to provide you with my Excel spreadsheets that I use to keep track of my records and my picks on a daily basis, and allow you to see maybe some insight to what I do. It may be for you, it may not be, but in any event, if you use my service moving forward, you will know how I do things, and this will give you a little bit of information. A lot of folks, you know, you win a couple grand, let's say, and then say you lose 400 or you lose 500. You want to chase that money immediately, get it right back. That's just what they want you to do, and that's not the way to win in this industry, in my opinion. What I'm going to do today is show you how I like to advance and how I do things. So this first slide you'll take a look at, this is just an overall slide of everything we're going to talk about today. And as you can see, this goes from May 14th through June 7th of this year. And this is my baseball Excel spreadsheet, all the plays I've used since May 14th through June 7th, and you can see there's different colors on the right hand side, and I will explain them as we move forward. So that's an overview of everything. First thing I want you to take note of, and this is just me again, you know, you may or may not find this important, but if you look on the left hand side at the plays, I see one play that is minus 140, but that was during a hot streak. I'm okay with that. I see one play at minus 135, and that's during a losing streak. That may be a little bit much, but as you can see, for the most part, when I'm losing, I'm not gonna chase some 200 favorite. Simply not going to do it. If I don't feel like I'm seeing the board really well, I'm going to look for a value pick, a low value pick, maybe a small dog or low favorite or a total that I really like to get myself back on track. And what to me that does is minimizes loss. Okay, and then when I'm winning, I may play a heavier dog like a 140 or 150. If I'm seeing the board really well and it's a big selection, I may do that. I'm okay with laying that juice at that time. Okay, so let's move over to slide number 2. Okay, this starts on June 14th and it goes through June 29th. What I want you to take note of here, as you can see in the dark blue is my 4-unit plays, the orange are my 6-unit plays, the light blue 2-unit plays, and the red 7-unit plays. Okay, so you can see here, we can't go back any further, but obviously I got on a hot streak and I came in with a 4-unit winner with St. Louis over Cleveland. And then I came back with a 6-unit winner with the Giants over Cincinnati, a 10-2 winner, a 6-unit play. Okay, so I'm hot, I'm feeling it, I'm going to come back again the next day with a 6-unit play, and we lose. We lose on the over 8 New York Yankees at Kansas City. That was on May 16th. So I come back the next night, I drop it down to 4 units, I play Miami, and they lose. Okay? The reason I'm pointing this out is because I want you to notice what happens then. I drop down again 2 units. I'm not chasing. I'm not trying to go 6 or 7 units or bust out 2, big 6-unit plays. I'm dropping it down. I'm keeping things in perspective. I want to get hot again before I fire at the books. So you can see I come back with an under 7 Cleveland at Chicago. It's a 2-1 game. We win $200. We're back on the right track. Come back the next day. We take Baltimore as a 125. They win 9-4. We win another 2-unit play. And I actually came back with a pretty big play here on May 20th. I took over 8. It was actually over 7.5 early that morning, and I played that for a 5-unit play. And actually got fortunate and scored a run in the 9th inning to push that one at 7-1. So that's a no play. It's a push. I come back the next day, drop back down to 4. No reason to stay at 5. I did not win there. I come back. I drop back down to 4. We take Atlanta. They win 10-1. We come back with another 4-unit play. Detroit over Houston, another 4-unit winner, $400 as they win 6-2. And we come back with Toronto the next day. 4-unit play, they win 8-2. So here I am, 10-1, 6-2, 8-2. I'm seeing the board well at this point. So here comes a big 7-unit play. I play the under, Houston at Baltimore, under 7.5. Fortunate on that one. We win. The final score is 4-3. We win $700. Okay, we come back the next day. I play San Fran. That's the minus 140 game I was talking about. They win 6-3. Another $700. Come back again. Washington over Chicago. 3-0. 7 units. $700. That's Scherzer that day. Come back the next day. Over 8. Detroit at LA. 11-2 winner. Another $700. And to end this slide, I want you to notice. Under 8.5 KC at Chicago. That loses 8-4, -7, -770. Okay? What I want you to take note of here on this slide, you'll see in the green games I have highlighted, that's 7 wins in a row. We could go back to having whatever it is, 8, 9 wins in a row. But in those 7 games, we profited $4,400. Why? Because we were patient. We waited until we got hot, till we were seeing the board clearly, until we won 10-1, 6-2, 8-2. Then we come back and fire at them until we lose. So that's what I want you to see. 7 games, we profit $4,400. Let's go on to slide number 3. We get over to slide 3. You can see it's from June 30th through, from May 30th through June 7th. Okay, after the 7-unit play, we drop it back down to 3 units. We win. We stay at 3 units. We lose. We actually pass on June 1st. We've lost 2 out of 3. Let's pass. No reason to press it. So we pass on June 1st. Come back June 2nd. I take Detroit as a fairly good favorite, 135. They lose. 3 units. Okay, come back with Atlanta as an underdog. That was a crazy game, but they lost 3 units. Come back with St. Louis as a pick'em. They win. That's 2 units. Come back with Atlanta again as an underdog. Lose. Come back with Baltimore as an underdog. They lose. And then come back yesterday with Detroit as an underdog, and they win. Okay, my point is this, folks. Look at the level. Look at the unit size in here. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And today's play on June 8th is also a 2. No reason to push it when you're not winning. It doesn't make any sense. Take your time. Wait. Believe it or not, I've played sports all my life. You can get in a zone, whether you're on a putting green or whatever, shooting free throws or whatever, you can get in a zone. There are times when I really feel like I'm seeing the board extremely well. That's when you want to push it. When you're not seeing the board extremely well, like right now, I'm not seeing it great right now. There's no reason to push it. A 2-unit play today. Take note of the yellow. So let's just throw everything out on this page, and let's assume we lost those 5 games in a row in yellow. 5-game losing streak. We lose only $1,435 in a 5-game losing streak. In the 7-game winning streak, we won $4,400. In the 5-game losing streak, we lost only $1,435. So I hope that gives you some perspective on how I like to do things, how I bet size. I mean, when I get hot, I'm going after him, period. When I'm not hot, I'm not going to force it. I don't care. And this goes for basketball, baseball, hockey. It's a little different in football as you don't have that many opportunities. Obviously, you have 17 regular season weeks, etc., or 18, whatever it is. And so you don't have that many games, certainly in college as well. So it's a little bit different in football. I try to give out at least 1 or 2 big plays a week. Regardless, if things are going really well, I may give out 3 to 4 big plays a week. But certainly in baseball, basketball, and hockey, this is the way I do things. And it's worked out well for me. I hope that provides you some perspective. The moral of the story is, listen, when you're hot, fire at them. When you're not hot and you've just lost a big game, don't rush to get it back. Take your time. And these are real spreadsheets here. This is exactly where I'm at on the season. As you can see, of June 7th, I'm plus $5,515 for the season. So far this year, it's certainly working for me. And I hope this has been informative for you, and I look forward to doing some more stuff like this. And listen, get on that season package. Let's make some money in some baseball. And everybody have a great and profitable week.